All right, y'all. You can see we've got the extra stuff on the mic tonight. Going to see if I can maybe break up some of the sound that just reverberates in this room until I can get the panels up. So here's the deal. We're live again. 6 pods a sick week. We're going daily today. Tomorrow we've got Rob Lipinski. Friday I'll be maybe in person with Justin. I don't know at this point. I'm a little nervous, to be honest. The snow has not started in Northwest Arkansas. It has started sleeting. Chad Reynolds is in the backstage there. He said it's sleeting there in DFW. So maybe it's coming. I don't know. It needs to hurry up and do whatever it's going to do. I can't stand it anymore. I'm too panicked. So here's the deal. All of our live streams are brought by Destroyer1320.com. I'm going to play his commercial real quick, and then we're just going to get right into it. Going to have some fun. So let's do that, and let's get to talking because I've got about an hour and a half here. So.
Are you tired of worrying about your car when it's parked in the parking lot? You're not around it. You're at dinner. You're at the mall. You're worried about it? Stop being worried about it, man. Go over to www.destroyer1320.com. Get yourself neutral release cover. If you pull this up and you don't see that, go over to destroyer1320.com. Get yourself one of them. Do yourself a favor. Get the latest TDS OBD2 cover. That will stop people from cloning your key. Head over to www.destroyer1320.com now.
All right, guys. And then, obviously, podcast room donations. We super appreciative of those guys that donated. Tom Stark, Tyler Petram, Ryan Wing, Donovan Green, Matt Monroe, Dino Cardella, Big Bad Daddy, the Cowboy Yankee, John Marat. Couldn't do this without them. Last update, and then we're bringing them in. Adam just popped in the back. Patina Pit Stop and 815 LSX swaps are in a race to 1,000 subs. They're calling it YT 1K 2002. They'll be on live, I guess, the next Tuesday night or something like that to give updates. But I think they both have crossed 600 subs, so they're getting close. All right, enough updates. Let's talk to people. What's up, dude? Y'all?
What is up? What is up?
Yo.
Adam Dorey, looking sexy as always.
You as well, sir.
Why, thank you. I love that you're drinking a Mexican beer. I wish I was in Mexico drinking Mexican beer, but I instead am drinking the clear corn whiskey of love right here. So a little shine for the evening.
I love it.
There you go. That always makes it good. I've got the old trusty Natter Days here. If you're gonna,
nothing wrong with Natter Days.
If you want a beer,
I still have been unable to buy one of those damn the 150,000 pack, whatever the hell it is that you get. I want to buy, dude. I would buy one of those in a heartbeat, and I can't find them ever.
I know it's sad. I like these. They're it's like lemonade, with a little bit of beer, and it doesn't do anything. So like you have to drink them really fast, which is good on a hot day, which is where we're headed. Sick week, 72 degrees at 7:00 at night. I mean, come on.
Well, we hope anyway. I mean, lately, the Florida weather, at Bradenton was all kinds of the shit this last weekend. So
it was 40-something degrees, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was burr.
Yeah, for sure. And it's we got 8 inches of snow last night here. So, anything is better than that. I'm in. Let's go.
I'm hoping we don't get 8 inches of what they're calling for here tonight because I need to fly on Friday, man.
And here it already started sleeting here. It's supposed to get down into the low 20s tonight here. Tonight / in the morning. And then tomorrow, I don't think it's supposed to get above 34 or something tomorrow. Ugh. And then Friday morning, 10 degrees. It's supposed to get down to 10 degrees.
Ooh, yeah, that's brutal.
No bueno.
That kills Texas bad. You guys don't know how to deal with cold.
No me gusta the frigid temperatures. It's, people look at you funny when you're walking into the grocery store at 10 degrees outside when you're wearing your flip-flops still. And me, that's how I roll. So
that's how you roll, right?
Yeah. I was going to ask, do you own other shoes?
I do. I actually own a few pair of other shoes, mostly because certain racetracks, like if you go to the strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Jeff Foster, who I love to death, is a stickler for the fact that you got to be wearing closed-toed shoes on the starting line. So I have them. And then, of course, I have SFI rated shoes because
do you have the radial flops? Are you packing those?
I do. I have radial flops. I should bring them with me in case.
Yes, I really think you should.
I'll bring them. Yeah, and then I do. I have SFI shoes and then pants. I own one pair of nice slacks that I bought for Lyle's wedding. And otherwise, the only pants I own are SFI rated. So
that's awesome. That is perfect. Well, why don't you guys tell everybody where they can find you if they have lived under a rock and don't know who you are?
You go first, Adam.
How you can find me? I'm just a regular dude. You find me in Morrison, Colorado. No.
What was that address again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social. What was social?
I don't know if I would be more afraid of his dog or his girlfriend.
Either way.
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
They're like the same person.
Yeah, and my girlfriend drives a stick car better than most people.
Yes.
Which is great. Super cool. And then I've got a big German Shepherd. So swing on by, check it out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm Adam. I announced for Rocky Mountain Race Week, and I just kind of do my thing here, and I'm helping out with Sick Week this next week, and it's going to be super awesome. It's going to be really awesome to actually work with Chad. Chad does the live stream for Rocky Mountain Race Week on Bang Shift, but he's kind of behind the scenes. He's only he's up on the scaffolding, kind of doing his thing and getting the shit baked out of him. So it'll be super cool to actually have him kind of around and doing that. So I'm looking forward to that a lot.
I am too, Adam, because, it used to be that we'd come on Rocky Mountain Race Week and all we did was hang out, right? I mean, when we first started, I was racing every time and all that. But the last couple of years, even when I've been racing, I've still had to oversee the live stream and all of that stuff. So it's just been this different level of stress. And not as much hanging out, and not as much beer drinking, which has been a problem. So we're going to fix that this time.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Chad Reynolds with bangshift.com. So you can find me at bangshift.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find us at Triple B, which is Beards, Burnouts, and Beer, which Lyle Barnett and I do. This week, coming up on Sick Week, Adam's going to be announcing. I'm going to be doing a bunch of pit reporting and such. But from the road, Lyle and I are going to be together.
Oh, God.
No kidding. Lyle's coming?
Yes, Lyle is coming.
Dude.
Yeah, so we're going to be on the road together the whole time. And our plan is to be live as much as humanly possible while on the road. We were supposed to be in a really cool vehicle, and that didn't actually pan out. So instead, we're in a minivan that I have rented. But we will make sure
even more dangerous.
I know it'll do real good burnouts. It also will make car to car shooting video and all that very good. We will drive with the doors on the side of it open as much as is possible. I'm just going to tell you that so that we can hang there. And that means we can hand things, to and from our vehicle to yours and vice versa. Snacks. That's what I'm thinking.
Road snacks.
Right.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm actually hitchhiking the whole way. So
which means you're riding with us a couple of times.
I probably am, yeah. If I can't find anything else. And that's the thing is I need to bring all my bag and I need to be able to shoehorn it in someone's bullshit and then fit in the car with it. So but
I will carry all your bullshit no matter what, including your ass if you need it. Yeah.
I love it.
There you go.
But that's totally my plan. I just want to ride along. Like you were saying, this is the first one in a long time where I'm actually going to get to enjoy it. I'm stuck in the tower and I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing my announcing thing at all, but when you're announcing, and I'm the only announcer. So, I mean, I'm just doing it. So it's going to be super fun to be out and kind of checking this stuff out. And, I'm going to be helping with announcing. I'm going to be doing some in the pit type stuff too.
Awesome.
It's going to be super duper fun. And pretty much Tom gave me pretty much the berth, just said, dude, whatever you want to do that adds to this, do it. I love it.
That's what he told me. He says to me, I go, what do you want me to do? He goes, I just want you to come and be Chad. I said, what do you mean? He goes, he goes, you want to talk on the mic? Come grab the mic. You want to do pit interviews. I got a camera guy that's going to follow somebody around. It might as well be you. Okay.
Man,
okay. So,
I'm telling you, that's what I've been saying the whole time. This event will change the way we do these events moving forward. Like there's going to be, I feel bad for the cell tower service for anybody that lives anywhere along the route, because like we're doing the same thing. We're going live as much as we can. Checkpoints, driving, all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, if I don't have 100 videos out by the end of the week, it'll blow my mind.
Well,
right?
and you're totally right.
Doing the same thing.
It's going to be a who's who of internet famous dudes, regular famous dudes. I mean, you know, from kind of the, you know, the Schroeder ends kind of guys who are doing the thing and doing it really well, but don't really care about the YouTube aspect kind of thing. Or, and you know, all the way to Cletus, who will be doing as much as possible. And it's going to be really cool to see all the different aspects of everyone kind of doing their thing and their feed. And dude, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I've been telling people, just if you are my friend and you're not into cars, just block me right now.
Yeah, because it's going to be bad otherwise.
Yeah, you're fixing to just get murdered. So that kind of answers the first question I had, was like, what are you doing, and then what are you driving for the week? I'll be honest, I'm a little scared of you and Lyle in a minivan.
Oh, dude, we've had lots of you know, for the 10K drag shootout, the first one, the boys showed up at my house in California after they all flew in from North Carolina, and they showed up in a Toyota Sienna, I think it is, minivan. And it was fully stickered up. Like they literally didn't pull out of the parking lot of the you know, rental car company, and they decaled the whole thing up. So it all said Team Big and down the side and all this stuff, right? So then, oh, actually, no, they met me at breakfast. So then we went to the house. We get to the house and we're, you know, laughing. And Lyle was like trying to get the thing to do a burnout. And it would kind of spin the tires. And I said, oh no, dude, you gotta hold the traction control button down until all the lights flash. And he's like, oh, okay. And then, dude, we destroyed the front tires on this.
That's awesome.
And the next 10K drag shootout, we had a minivan that also huge burnouts. I think it was
you mean after you won the first one?
After we won the first one.
You went back.
Returning, And then when we had to come back the second time to build the second car after the fire, we rented a well, no, maybe it was the one before. Anyway, one of the times we got a Ford Transit van. Those are rear wheel drive and have an EcoBoost in them.
Yeah,
those sons of bitches will do big motherfucking burnouts, dude.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
So we've already have a plan for testing the burnout capabilities, and then what our first stop will be after that. So stay tuned because the video will be great.
Very nice.
That is
very
awesome.
nice. But and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be hitchhiking. I've got for sure rides in Greg Pecorino's Trackhawk, Grand, whatever the hell that thing is, Mopar thing. And I've got a couple of rides in some really, really fast CTSVs. Because that's kind of, you know,
cool.
Why
that's
not?
Your jam.
And you know, it's comfy and, you know, nice stereo and why not? I may as well ride with you cats in the minivan. And dude, it's going to be a blast. And that's kind of, I told Tom, you know, he's flying me out there and he said, you know, we'll figure out rental cars and stuff. The only time I'm really going to ride in something that he's providing for me is I get to ride up in a rental car from Tampa to Bradenton with Lonnie Grimm and wife. So that'll be super fun too.
Oh, dude,
that's cool.
And Lonnie's great, but Mrs. Lonnie is way better. Tracy, she's awesome. And she's the best because honestly, the only person I've ever seen bag on Lonnie almost as much as Lyle and I is her.
Right?
Awesome,
right?
Like she's amazing. So she's the best. So yes, love her.
And yes, if you've got an open seat, I'm riding in that Rambler. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
absolutely. If you guys don't,
you got to be able to do with Tom and Blaine start for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, they got a wagon. I mean, you can come on, man. You can fit into a wagon, and Blaine's like this big.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. Although he's growing quickly, that little bastard's going to be a full-grown kid before too long. It's horrible. Like Cole started out little, and now he's this giant green bean looking thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I asked him if he put the motor in the back of the Love because his legs are so long.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, because he would have done things different. Yeah. Anyway, not going to get started on that. Yes, but that's part of it.
Absolutely.
Steve McDermott Jr. talking about Warren Evans. And you are correct. Warren is awesome. So Warren Evans is doing the live stream for the event.
Nice.
And I couldn't be happier. Warren is great. Mark Walter and I have been doing this for a very long time. Mark with Motor Mania TV. And we've done it for a very, very long time. Warren started doing this still several years and years ago now as well. And came to Mark and I and was like, oh, I want to ask you some questions about what you're doing and how you're doing it and all this stuff. And he's the nicest dude. And we're like, oh, this is how it works, and we've all three, we're such good friends and we do so many things that people don't even know, like together or like help, go, oh man, I can't do that event. Hold on, Warren can do it or whatever, vice
awesome.
versa.
Yep.
And it's so awesome. So I'm really excited to work with Warren this time because actually, I guess this will be the first time publicly announcing this. At the Strip in Las Vegas, we're doing the Spring Fling Million Bracket Race, which we do every, April. Well, Warren and I are both doing it. It is going to be a Drag Racer TV, bangshift.com co-production, and it's going to be off the hook. So
very cool.
Very, very much looking forward to that. So yes, anybody that knows Warren knows he is great people. So love that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And Tom has pulled all the stops out. He basically has said, whatever it takes, I need the best coverage we can get. So he's talking about like 4 or 5 cameras. Chad, come on, man. How you don't get any better than Chad for crying out loud.
Right.
Me, who's just, I'm kind of like the extra guy. I'm bringing up the back.
I don't have my wallet, but I owe you money there, Adam.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. But no, it's going to be super, super cool. And the coverage at the track is going to be amazing.
Yep.
The coverage in between the tracks with everyone else doing this is going to be super cool. Like you said, it's going to be like something we've never ever seen before, and it's going to be very, very cool.
So I have one. So I did get a request yesterday from somebody, and I'm not going to say who it was, who said, okay, the ice cream incidents, it's going to be hot in Florida, so I'm expecting you and Adam to come through. And I started laughing, so we'll see how the weather is. I want to know who said this now. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you
later.
Okay,
perfect.
Because she might be a little embarrassed.
It happens.
I know.
That's awesome.
That happens.
All right. Sorry, Mike. We're taking over.
Hey,
Go.
No. Hey, dude, that's fine. So I want to ask you what Race Week, Rocky Mountain Race Week stuff has always been, if you went before, you get early registration. What do you guys think about the fastest 100 being the only early registration? How do you think that'll affect Sick Week 2023?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. I think I think it's one of the cool ideas because it's the same thing. It's you got to be there to be in the fast 100. So so it's just putting a number on it and letting the fast 100 go.
And it's just different. Each one of these things is going to have their own sort of fingerprint,
Yep.
And that's going to be the Sick Week thing. The Rocky Mountain Race Week thing is always going to be if you did it last year, you've got a chance this year.
Yep.
And Drag Week's always going to be, if you won the class, you get a chance to come back and defend your title. And it's just cool. Each one is going to have their own sort of feel. And I love it. I think the top 100 is amazing.
I think it definitely drives, like what his goal is to be the fastest street cars there. And then what do you guys think that average is going to be? What do you think that number is going to be? That's like the 100th car. You think it's like high 8s?
The 100th car.
God, who knows? No idea. It'll probably be.
I guess it'll be something in the 9-second range.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Kind of low 9s, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanity. Think about that.
Yeah.
There's collectively we're thinking 9-second range is what the top 100 cars is going to be. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, that's totally off the top of my head, assuming that the classes have have gotten good entries per class for the big classes, because
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at the entry list.
Yeah, I don't know if they've put it out really, to be honest. I haven't seen.
Right. I know it, like, but people were like, going on that. There was one Facebook group where people were like,
Yep.
I'm in.
Mhm.
So, but I would say it's, it's possible for it to be in the 9s, which is, like you said, impressive.
That's fast. I mean, for
Yeah.
100
Oh, yeah.
for 100 cars.
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah.
I'm interested is who's going to be the fastest. And
Yes.
I mean, you got Tom, you've got probably outside looking in, you've got Matt Frost.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt is one of those that, he's so nervous right now because the car has been down for so long. They haven't had any testing time.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. I don't even know if he's made a quarter-mile pass with the SMX in that car.
Wow.
I don't know if he has either. And he told me the other day, he says, look, he goes, I'm nervous because the car's untested and all those things. He goes, but I'm not going to do anything stupid. He goes, hell, I'm rusty. He says, and I like start laughing.
And that whole thing is new. They switched it over to Fuel Tech from MS3 Pro.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tom Bailey, obviously, I mean, dude, the guy's the only guy that's done 5s in this kind of thing. So obviously he's going to be kind of near the top. The Steve Morris wagon, I saw it making some shakedown passes at Bradenton. What's cool is they had that kind of street, whatever the hell they had going on deal for the last week. So there's a bunch of people out there right now testing.
Yeah. What did it run? Did you see?
I think it was like a shutdown pass, but it sounds wicked. Did like a 60-foot and let off the thing.
I mean, you got to remember that thing is, it's a full-size B-body station wagon. Like,
right.
It doesn't matter what he's done to it since I last saw it run. It's still not going to be light or
right.
I mean, it's sort of okay aero-wise, actually.
Yeah.
When I saw it, it was on the first drag week, and it never made a pass where the back window didn't open, ever.
Wow.
It literally every run, the back window went thook and flew up.
That's kind of like Joe Barry. When he's on a good pass, the thing loses all the trim.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. He's like, that's why he's got Dan Chuck on speed dial,
Right. Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. And somebody just posted in Tom McGilton. Of course, dude, McGilton is the guy that you got to watch,
McGilton's car is wicked, but McGilton's car weighs like 4,300 pounds.
Oh, yeah. His is honestly, the truth of the matter is, when Doug was running his orange Camaro, it was him and Tom were the two most legitimate actual street cars. Yeah. Ever. No question. 100%. Right now. I mean, Doug obviously sold that car, and isn't driving that one anymore. McGilton's car is legit the most street car. I mean, because if you haven't been up to that car and actually looked, every single factory button and switch and everything does the factory thing, except one thing. The button on the steering wheel that is the original cruise control button now turns the gear vendors on and off. That's the only thing that doesn't operate, is that when you open the doors on that car, the windows go and do the little bit. When you shut the doors, the windows go and pop up.
That's
it
crazy.
Has all of it works. The air conditioning, the everything. Okay. It is the power windows.
Except cruise, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that it doesn't have.
Yeah. But it's satellite radio, the backup
camera.
Yeah.
Right.
All that bullshit does everything. The other thing about those cars are huge. Okay. Right. My 69 Camaro was way smaller than that thing. Okay. To the point that the rear wheel wells in those cars are so big that those are unmodified in that car. Yes, it's tubbed on the inside, but the outer wheel arch
it's not stretched.
Correct. Not at all. That is a 33-inch tall tire, fits right in that son of a bitch.
Dirty Panda. It's like a factory pro mod.
I know. It's crazy. So yeah.
But no, it's going to be so cool, man. All the stuff coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
That's going to be out for this thing is going to be freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of, international folks are coming in. And I know we have a few international people on Race Week. The only thing I've ever done is 2.0. And so, with all those folks coming, I think it's going to be awesome to see just how, just everything. It's going to be like all these huge events kind of rolled into one, and it's wintertime. So like all these guys that are in the cold weather, they're coming down. They're going to be wearing shorts and flip flops, and we're all going to be in hoodies, or I am anyways. If it's in the 50s.
I won't be.
I always wear a hoodie and shorts and flip flops. That's my standard. So whatever. I'm not changing nothing.
That's awesome.
So Kevin Carroll talking about the 6-second Volvo. Yes, I can't wait.
Yep.
Yeah, and we cannot forget the Swedes either.
Right.
The Swedes are coming with Biggin. And that car has been tested a bunch this last year. Okay.
Which car are they bringing?
The C4 Corvette.
Yeah,
Nice.
And it makes 700 more horsepower than when it ran like a 670.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy.
It lives at Biggin's shop now.
Yep.
Well, it lives at Customs by Biggin and HED. It's at one or the other at any given day. So they're literally, well, they're probably an eighth of a mile away from each other, but they're on the same driveway.
That's perfect.
Yeah, well, it's gravel, but yes.
Yeah.
So that car is legit. Obviously, Biggin, is Biggin. I mean, come on.
Yep.
And so you know how that's going to be. Dirty Panda talking about Royce Payton. Royce Payton definitely one to watch. That car is fast. It also is just an absolute pain in the ass. The amount of work that goes into doing that thing, you gotta commend them for what they do to make it street.
For people that don't understand, I dropped a 60-second spotlight just literally an hour and a half ago about that car because they change blowers and hats to drive on the street and race with. So they pull into the track, change it completely over from street driving to racetrack mode, and that includes the blower. I mean, it's insanity.
Well, and that car has been on Race Week a bunch of times, and like the first time it only made it, I think, one track, maybe two. Yep. Yeah. And then like the next year it made it one more. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not bagging on him. I'm saying like that thing it's earned its like progression by trial by fire.
He'll tell you that too. He'll tell hey dude, we made it a day every year until we got this thing figured out, and finally figured the thing out, and it was a combination of you can't cheap out on any parts on that thing ever.
No,
I mean,
no, hell no.
It's got all the Crowler everything.
Yeah.
And he's got all the spares for the Crowler everything.
One thing that's entertaining about that combo too, and I don't know if this makes them, just sadistic or what, but there are, and I'm going to use this term, but there are much better ways to do that. Okay. To run the blower car.
Hell yeah.
Okay. When I say that, they're much easier ways, right? Like, so, the wagon that Aiden's driving right now, I mean, when it had the blower combo in it, it had a throttle body going into the blower intake. Yeah. Right. Which honestly is funny because I've literally talked about this probably 10 years ago on Drag Week. I would say about 10 years ago said, why doesn't somebody just do this? Just lock the blower in place, take the belt off of it and put a throttle body in it. And Freiberger and I talked about it back then, and a bunch of people said it wouldn't work. And Steve Brule said, well, of course it'll work. And obviously it does. And that, it's not like they couldn't just change over to that. In fact, I bet I could make that work in a day, right? Yeah. Which would be way less work, but it's not quite as cool.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, so,
well, and like that car's all steel, that's the other side of it too. So, I'm trying to do all this research on these things, for 60 seconds, it's really, you got to have a ton of stuff, right? And I'm like, I mean, dude, I'll take carbon fiber front end, carbon fiber doors, and suddenly you're, I mean, what would that say? 300 or 400 pounds at least, maybe more.
Yeah.
You should feel the hood on that car. That hood, even though it's fiberglass, is the heaviest hood I've ever felt in my entire life. It's insane. When he's got it off, run by there and ask him, dude, can I feel this? And he'll let you pick it up, and it's heavy. It's
probably it's not the lightweight race fiberglass hood. It's like you're, it's the 1980s Tawny Katane dances on it in a Whitesnake video.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Which is way radder, by the way.
Right. It may save weight over the steel one, but not by a ton.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, has Alex Taylor been sixes yet? In the 55?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But honestly, I haven't talked to her in the last week, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that car, the fastest that car has run was on race week.
Yeah.
And I think it was
get him.
Go get him.
Yeah.
I think its fastest is like 7:30.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So I mean, I think it'd be cool if because I think she's going to show up and they're going to go for it. So
that car is badass too. It's super rad, and I mean, you also have to remember that the combo in that car is it's
out of the Nova.
I mean, no doubt, but it's from the Nova. It was never.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this was let's take a known engine combo that we know works. So we're not figuring that out at the same time as we're figuring out a whole new car, right?
Yeah.
Which was smart. But there is a new combo that is going to get put together for that thing that is more, same thing. I mean, if you will, big, Chevrolet, but going to be a bigger and just nastier version, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
With that said, my understanding is that Dennis is also looking at the Nova to make it even nastier now too. So,
well, yeah, I mean, you can't let the kid outrun you. I mean,
for a while, anyways, you can't.
Right.
At some point, she's gonna be like, "Bye, Dad."
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. It's gonna be so awesome just to hang out with so many fast. Like what's a fast car on race week? I mean, you're talking like low sevens, high sixes.
Low sevens is a really fast car on race week, and
so we're like,
mid sixes is kind of a drag week. Fast car. I mean, obviously Tom's gone in the fives, but that's
but
maybe
nobody's
the best.
Averaged anywhere near that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's maybe the best thing with this race is that race week people are kind of race week people, and drag week people are kind of drag week people, which is cool. They each have their kind of fun, but this is melding everything. This is all the baddest drag week cars. This is all the baddest race week cars. And we're gonna throw them all together, and we're gonna do it in Florida, and we're doing it in a couple of days, guys.
I mean, like,
and this one's
please,
easier.
God, don't let the snow happen like it's supposed to.
This one's easier in a lot of ways because it's shorter and all those things, right?
Yep.
Which I have to. My opinion is that driving 100 miles versus 500 miles doesn't prove yours as a street car more than the other in the grand scheme of things. It's not that
in the first timers,
but it still is. I mean, if you drove 400 miles in a day, it's a much bigger deal on your car than driving 100. I mean, it just is, right?
Right.
Because one of the things that people don't understand, and I legitimately just had this conversation with the guys at DEI this last week. You can get in your car and drive it down the road to the burger joint and then eat a burger and drive it back home. No problem. It could be a top fuel car. Doesn't matter. Right. If you drive for 30 minutes in town with your car, okay, different set of things, right, that might need attention.
Right.
You drive for an hour, a little more things need attention. You drive for multiple hours at 60 or 70 miles an hour on the freeway, and all the shit you thought was far enough away from all the hot stuff and is melted now is because that heat cumulatively is just soaking into everything. So that does matter. I mean, that is a difference,
That reminds me, I'm going to bring a heat gun just so we can get that content of like the trans tunnels on some of these cars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It ought to be interesting.
Well, and I mean, it depends on what you're driving as to why it's extreme, right? If you're ends and you're driving this nitrous combo, it's extreme because on paper, and Bonnie Smith, who was the brainchild behind making that operation so successful, God rest his soul, he said, I can do this with a nitrous combo. Because the valve train is the issue on a nitrous combo. It's big inches with a shit ton of camshaft. And every bit of the valve train hates all of that, right? So So that's the tough part. When you're on a boosted car, like a turbo car, it's temperature and heat and stuff. Otherwise, dude, going down the road, it's got no boost. It's just an NA low compression. Who cares engine? Like,
and you're cramming it in there. Nitrous. Yeah. I mean, that's
well, and the NA guys are the same way. It's all that, they're all running those 850 and bigger lift cams. And that stuff just smashes everything to death.
Doc is coming with the C-Red Camaro, and him and McConnell, and it'll be dude, good job. And dude, that's good. And it's hilarious because the two of them are just awesome. I love them to death. Been traveling around the country with them for decades now on these events. But that thing is 770 cubic inches or some damn thing. The camshaft is like, it's not an inch, it's like 0.996 or something. Like, what the hell? McConnell's like, it's fine, dude. The rocker arm's like a seesaw at a damn kid's playground.
And it's going 3,000 RPM down the road.
Yes. And the truth is, it kind of needs to. Like, it couldn't go at 1,800 because it'd be so choppy and pissed off that all of that stuff would actually be less happy. So there's so many different nuances that people don't understand. And I'm hoping to be able to bring some of that in through the broadcast this week, right? We do some of that on the live stream when we do it on Rocky Mountain Race Week, but this will be fun. It's going to be a good time to do this, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
No, it's going to be super cool. And especially when these guys are, they're kind of tearing into their stuff. It's going to be pretty fun to show up and say, hey, how you doing? I know you're thrashing, but dude, can you give me a minute? And just tell me what in the hell is going on and what you're doing and why you're doing it. And how, it's just nice because it is going to give so much different look into not just the racing part. Cause that's what a lot of people see on the live feed. There's 90% of this is the street. Working in the pits, is drinking in the parking lots. Racing's the easy part of this.
Your stories about any of these drag and drive events is not on my third pass on Thursday unless shit goes bad, right?
No, it's what when I hit the deer. And I broke this and I did this.
We were at this sketchy hotel and I had my convertible Camaro and the trailer. So what did we do? We had 5 cars. We put them in 5 spots like a jigsaw puzzle.
Jammed them all around it.
Because everybody they circled around my car because mine's the only one that all you needed was a butter knife to get in it and drive it away. Right? Mine doesn't have a destroyer 1320 thing to put in. There is no, that don't happen on a 69 Camaro. So, but those are the fun things, dude. We have so many fun stories from the road. And that's the shit that's the best part of this whole thing, which is why we've been so when I talked to Matt and we came up with the idea of doing Road Week, dude, Adam has been so big a proponent of that. I have been, go here. We have it this week too, on sick week. You're in the sick ward. Yeah. The sick ward. And so, dude, that's awesome because the truth of the matter is if you bring a hot rod, you will have 90% of the fun. You will have 90%, maybe 100% of the fun.
You may take heads off of your sick ward cruiser.
Yes. I mean, it's so much fun to do this stuff. And it's not like Power Tour. It just isn't. For people that go, it's like Power Tour. It can be if you're in just a cruiser, but it's cooler than that for sure.
Yeah. Well, and so that's like Wes Buck was talking on their live stream today about it. And just they kept kind of going back to, Power Tour, and they've been on a couple of times. And the whole time I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, it's not like that. It's not how fast can I get to the next spot, which is typical of Power Tour stuff. The few that we've done, this is like, hey, let's hang out at this checkpoint for an hour and a half, talking to people, see all the cool new stuff that's coming in and all that kind of stuff.
So Rambler Kid 1965 is saying, RMRW 18, we fixed our idler pulley with a dip can. I was that guy. I was standing there and said, wait a second. And they legit had a roll of electrical tape and a dude had a dip can. And I said, I know this is going to sound weird, but the electrical tape in the dip can drill a hole through that son of a bitch and bolt it on there, and we'll see if it will get them. And it worked. Am I right, dude? We were on the side of the road having a great time. Yeah. Trust me when I tell you, when the shit goes down, I'm the guy you want around. I am real good at fixing junk. Yeah, because I own a lot of junk.
And so the folks that were on last night, London and Jasmine, we were like, get ready to wrench on your stuff. And the guys the night before, they were like, hey, or Danny Diesel, he's like, if you're not ready to wrench on your car, don't even show up. No. He's like, you're going to do it just because that's what's going to happen. You're going to have something, a brake caliper go bad. You're going to have something that's not used to this. What's Mike Sleeper talking about? The skull cam was between Sedalia, Missouri and Springfield, Missouri. See, I love that people know this stuff. Eric Wilson on the side of the road changing a piston and stuff for 2.0 last year. I mean,
because Sleeper and them, like we had legitimately just left the burger place. Remember that little hole in the wall burger place we all got free burger at? That was the place. And it was hilarious. I'll tell you, on the very first drag week, the Parish truck, Jim's, blue all-wheel drive Chevy pickup.
Yeah.
That thing was pulling an open car trailer. Okay. And that
like a full size, a big one, like a big 20 foot. Yeah.
Yes. A 2-axle real car trailer with welders and tools and rear ends and all kinds of shit. They had like a 20-gallon drum like you would use for your parts washer full of nuts and bolts. I'm not exaggerating. Full of nuts and bolts. It got tipped over and poured out a dozen times on the trip so that people could rummage through it trying to find it. But they had a welder. I welded something on a car at least twice a day, every day of the trip. Yep. Somebody came to me every day. In fact, Jim and them were like, I don't know, weld, like here, Chad can weld it. I mean, I welded shock mounts on, drive shaft loops, exhaust,
that's cool.
All of it, dude. Yeah.
And the next year, it was a 4x8 trailer.
It was because of them. And then, well, no, actually, they made it 10 feet from ball to tail was the rule. So then when Larson and I built the S10, I built a trailer that was, it was wide enough for the S10 to go in it. It just wasn't long enough because it could only be 10 foot ball to tail. But it was so big, it was an actual enclosed trailer. Like you walked inside. And that was when they went, no, and made it the 4x8 the next year. So yeah,
that's great.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Hey, rules are there to kind of be nudged on a little bit.
Dude, I have rules that would have my name on it if it worked that way in 5 sanctioning bodies. So yeah, I consider that to be as good or better than my records. So yeah.
Right. Anthony Harville, there's just something about working on a race car at an abandoned gas station in the middle of nowhere that normal people just won't understand.
Amen, Anthony.
Yeah. Yep. At 3 a.m. in the morning.
Dude, I can
cell
tell
phone
you
flashlights.
I am not lying when I tell you that guy right there, Adam Dorey, has put more rear ends and axles in his CTSV in parking lots on the road than he has at home by a lot.
Double.
Right?
Double.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
I hope we're done with that now.
I know. It's both sad and awesome at the same time.
Well,
I
spent a bunch of cubic dollars. So
what did you do to fix now? What's the new setup?
It's an 8.8 with 31 spline inners and 31 spline outers. And it's got 300M shafts and it's everything.
Whose system is it?
It's a company called Creative Steel. And they do pretty much all Cadillac stuff, but it's loosely based on a Cobra Mustang independent rear 8.8, except that it's an iron housing instead of a aluminum housing that those would come with.
So then that would be the one that came like in an Explorer, probably. That would be
except
the cast iron one.
Except the Explorer is 28 spline.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it has a 31 spline chunk in it.
And I know you're confident because I saw the new tires.
New tires, baby. New tires
and skinnies, dude. The Caddy's gonna be rad. Dude.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, so
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be sweet. We'll see, but the plan this year is I want to bring the Malibu back out. So
I love it.
Stevie's gonna learn how to drive the face plates. I'm putting together a really nasty, naturally aspirated motor for it. because
yes.
I froze the 4.8 that's in it.
Yes.
And I figured if I'm gonna do it, I can just screw it. We'll do a real nice, real nice deal, and we're gonna make it good.
Anthony, he's talking about just like it would be like 02 or later, right? Explorers that were the 8.8 independent rears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before that,
early
the solid
rear,
axle.
the
The early ones are live axle.
Yeah, and those were like that's what's in beer money. We used that 8.8 and cut it and welded it right there in the shop for that. So
yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna bring that back out, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. Stoney's saying he loves the green Malibu.
I love the green
Malibu.
Malibu
Wouldn't
too.
you? Why wouldn't
I love the green Malibu too.
Dude, that car, I love it. It's always made me happy. It's because it's always worked. Even though you've never put, as far as I know, you've never actually like built an engine and bought an aftermarket blower and like did it all like normal. You're like, nope. I got this and I got some junkyard this and some bracket this and some over here and then a bunch of fuel and then
that's what I like about Adam.
Let's figure it out. And yeah, it's the motor that I froze was a $410 Facebook Marketplace 4.8.
Yeah.
Nice.
That I did nothing to. And strapped
that's
a
what you
blower
do
on
with
it.
Wait,
$400
you didn't
motors.
blower prep it by pulling all the pistons out and gapping the rings first?
No, I don't do shit.
Come on,
like
it's
that.
full race when you do that, dude.
No, I don't need to go full race. Let's not go full race here. But no, that thing was sweet. I just beat on it and I shifted it at 7,500 the last year.
That's awesome.
And that thing was fun. But froze it. Unfortunately, had an early freeze, and I actually took that car to Julesburg hurt, and it went the fastest it's ever gone with no water in it.
That's awesome.
Well, maybe it's because the water pump wasn't working so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe
no drain on power
what
there.
you need to do
is put it on
when you got a really good race. You're like, hold on, got to drain the water out of this.
Hold
bitch.
on 1 second. Let me just. Yep.
Well, weight of the water and coolant and stuff. Yeah, it's all gone now. It's perfect.
Hell yes.
I'm making this better so that when I lift the heads at the top end, nothing comes out. It'll be fine.
That's exactly right. You're welcome, everyone.
It's all good. Anyway, so no, Chad, man, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what everyone's bringing out, and because it's in February. No one's used to having their shit ready this early.
Yeah.
So
that's what Tom and Blaine both said. They're like, we haven't stopped the thrash. They're
like,
usually we pull the car apart, take some time. Nope.
Yep.
Not now.
Everyone is thrashing. Everyone's getting their shit together. There's top of that, there's snow. And they said something like 30 of the 48 states have snow happening right now.
Yeah,
so people are traveling through all of that. It's going to be so much fun.
It started sleeting here, so I'm nervous. Stan Nelson's asking favorite car coming to the event. All of them.
The Narcs cart.
I wish the Narcs cart was coming to Florida. Believe me, I parked it in the garage when I got back home, and I haven't touched it one time. So it's getting a trans after I get back from sick week.
I don't know my favorite car to be. I don't even know who's all coming.
Yeah,
to be 100% honest.
I don't think there's been a list out yet.
But
so Tom, though, I got one thing to say about Tom and them, working on the wagon. Dude, that's because he is so mean to that car.
Yeah.
At every event. Like, I mean, God, he treats it like he hates it. I mean, that thing. And so when he goes home, like, he has to sleep in it for a few nights and like rub its back and go, I didn't mean it,
it's
baby.
Okay.
I love
it's
you
okay.
still.
Right.
Like, dude, seriously, because that thing, he has to talk it into giving him some again. Cause dude, he is, I mean, oh my God, at Tulsa missing a shift at one time. And it was like 11,000 RPM. And it's like, is there not a rev limiter in that thing? Oh my God. Like,
nope.
I honestly think my favorite car is always one of my favorite cars is Rich Guido.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, come on.
No. It's him. Like everything. I love him.
Well,
Like,
that's true.
And
That's
that car
true.
is really
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
and
Because
super
it
cool,
wouldn't matter if he
but
was in a Chevette. It would.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
awesome.
like
yeah.
that, bro.
Right.
That dude, he's awesome.
And if you don't know, he drove his car from Alberta, Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. He just pulled into Florida, into the state itself. He's not. I don't think he's anywhere near Bradenton, but he drove his car the whole way there because he doesn't own a truck and trailer.
Right.
That's how he
owns
does
a trailer.
these events.
He owns a trailer.
Yeah.
Well, he owns
the
it.
GTO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's saying the Canadian Chuck Norris. I will say I'm tagging or I'm putting Boosted Lifestyle on YouTube in the comments. Kyle Williams is with him documenting the trip. So that ought to be really cool.
It is, but I have to tell you, so we've been running Kyle's, we've done the first two, and the third one will go like tomorrow, the next day, of Kyle's videos on his little pit trike.
Yeah.
Dude, bless his little heart. I can't wait to ride it. But dude, oh my God. I mean, sometimes, you got those little buddies that you're like, dude, it's a good thing you're cute. Oh my God. I mean, he built this thing. It's literally like an inch off the ground. So I'm waiting for him to go hauling ass through some pit somewhere and like that thing to come in firm contact with Mother Earth and him to just go off of that thing. Or, my fat ass will sit on it and it'll touch the ground from the hit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. It's
So yeah, that car and Darce Laws. Darce Laws has the 442 back out. It's got a ton. It's got a ton of new chassis work done, and that car is wicked. And I'm excited to see it back out.
That's awesome. I don't know what my favorite. I mean, really, we're hanging out with a ton of hot rod, rat rod guys. I think it's going to be really cool. Reggie Moore's bringing.
Reggie Moore's has got the organ grinder.
I don't know. I love all of it, except maybe some late model stock stuff. I want some, I want something that's kind of punishment to drive for the week,
I honestly, I like all this stuff. Like I'm just a whore to the drag and drive world. I just dig this stuff. And it's, all this stuff. I don't care if it's new. I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's awesome. It's a gasser. I don't care. PFI, dude. Oh, so that's one. Jamie Langford is bringing like a FWD car, one of those super front wheel drive cars.
Nice. The red Civic.
Red Civic.
I saw them. They got the trailer set up so it holds the whole front air dam because it can't go down the road with it.
Right. So that's gonna be cool because nothing like that's ever even attempted something like this. I mean,
that'll be cool. And then like his son's coming with the all-wheel drive Civic. And then I don't know if you guys watched the Danny Diesel deal. He's coming with an all-wheel drive 4G63 Colt. I mean, it ought to be a lot of fun with some import guys.
Just some all of this
an
stuff,
old
man.
Colt or a new Colt?
An old one. Yeah,
like how old?
85, 86, whatever that box. Yeah,
dude, sweet.
Yeah,
it's
with an 850 cage.
And that thing has a totally billet block. That thing's going to be wicked.
Yeah.
Now, one little, so my dad is a stick shift drag racer forever, right?
Nice.
Ran NHRA stock eliminator for a very long time. Has a 68 Z28 Camaro he bought brand new that has been his race car forever. It's been on drag week a bunch of times and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, in like 1979, I believe it was, I was 7 years old. I think it was 78 or 79. Dad needed to go to another divisional race to get enough qualifying points to go to the national event.
Yeah,
and he had broken his car and blew the clutch out of it and a bunch of stuff. And he didn't have the money to get the new clutch and to get it in time and all of that, right? But he had to go and get points just for participating. Mm-hmm. So he rented a 78 or 9 Dodge Colt with a 4-speed manual transmission in it at like Avis or whatever. And we went to the divisional race at Fremont Drag Strip, and he ran it in like, V stock or some shit, right?
Nice.
And like revved it to valve float, dump the clutch and start, rowing gears because it made, 65 horsepower or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was, you do what you got to do. So the Dodge Colt, as much of a Chevrolet guy as I am, I like that a little
listen,
bit.
I'm telling you, there's a bunch of like the Mopar 4-cylinder 80s, like there's an 84, 85 Caravan coming with the Turbo 4 in it. There's like a
heard
couple
about that.
Omnis. I mean, like it's gonna be so dumb. I'm
The
so
Omnis
excited.
are cool, right? Like a GLH is rad, right?
Yep.
But dude, the minivan, I'll be excited to see it make it
Yeah.
because those things, the minivans, I mean, they're so rad because the combo is the same. It doesn't give a shit that it's in a minivan. But dude, they blow them up all the time in the minivans. I don't know why. So I hope
the weight
of
that thing. Yeah. The weight of that thing. I am
supposed to have a Chrysler minivan. So if we have to take the engine out of our Chrysler minivan to put it in somebody else's van, I'm down. Unless you work for the rental car company. Then I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
Yeah. Hot Rod Dave here says, back from dinner, been listening on the ride home, getting so pumped up. I hope that's what these are doing. I hope there's people at home that are like me, waiting to see what's going to happen with this weather and deciding if they're going to leave work early tomorrow to drive or not.
That's the
Dirty
one
Panda
nice
says,
thing.
I'd like to see the Rowdy there. Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that'd be
no,
awesome.
That's the nice thing with this for me as well is normally we campaign a car and I co-drive in it and Stevie races the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm not even sure what I'm going to be able to do with my hands because
right.
I mean I'm going to have so much time. It's going to be amazing.
The minivan's big as long as you're all the way in the back seat. I don't care what you do with your hands. Not my problem, big boy.
I'll send you some
time
pictures.
alone back there. Probably got a video screen and shit. I don't care.
This is getting weird.
Not going to judge you, Adam Dorey. Oh, dude, this ain't even close to weird with me and Adam.
Yeah, wait till Chad stayed at my house for one of the race weeks, and
dude, yes,
we've had some fun.
I'm not even fucked up yet. So
hold on. Big spoon, little spoon. Who is it?
Yes.
You trade off.
That depends on how the fans blowing in the room.
Yeah, first one, then the other. I mean,
I was say you're not selfish.
That's what's going to be so much fun about this is like, because really car guys, we don't age past like 15 years old in our mind. So it's like a bunch of 15-year-olds that can drink riding around in hot rods for a week. Like it's dangerous.
Absolutely. So I just got an update though, by the way, on the weather stuff. So my son Cole was supposed to be going for, I don't know, some other video shoot or something tomorrow there in Florida. And then like streetcar takeover and whatever before Sick Week.
Yeah.
I told you before we went live, he was supposed to fly out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., but instead he changed his flight to 3 p.m. today. Well, he just sent me a message and said, sat in the airport for 7 hours. My flight just got canceled. I don't fly out now until Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
And so he needs you to go pick him up.
Ouch. No.
He's a big boy. He's 21 now. He can drive himself.
Yeah. No, he has. I think his grandpa gave him a ride. So
there you go.
So yeah,
I'm checking my email right now to make sure it's not the same thing on me.
Yeah, mine's.
Hey, yeah.
I'm Sunday on American Airlines already, so it's all good.
Well, so the struggle is with the Legion is like,
United.
Yeah.
I may start looking tomorrow and see, or tonight when we get done with this and see what my options are.
Well, wait a second. So you said you live in Western Arkansas. Where? Just give me a city.
Yeah, Bentonville.
Oh, okay. So you're in Bentonville. So if you had to drive from Bentonville, hold on, let me do the math ski here for you. So, if you were going to Bradenton Motorsports Park,
it's 16 hours without idiots on I-40 in the snow.
Dude, that's no problem.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. Possibly go wrong.
Yeah, I want to fly down and be done in 3 hours and then get there and have fun.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, Destroyer said doing my good weather dance for you. I appreciate that, homie. Because the struggle is with the airline I'm on. Like if they cancel Friday's flight, then the next flight's not until Monday. So I wouldn't fly until Monday at like 2 o'clock.
Because you're on like Spirit or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see that.
No.
But that's Matt Frost's car running.
Nice.
For the first time in 4 years. That car's running.
That's awesome.
So very, very cool.
That makes me happy.
Good job, Matt. If you're watching this, you're wrong, Matt. You need to be working on your effing car. But it's burning its own fuel for the first time in 4 years.
That makes
So that's
me
super
happy.
duper cool.
Yeah. We got Dustin Frost giving thumbs up. Dirty Panda saying that's awesome. That's really cool. I'm excited to see him away from race week. You know, I'm excited to see him kind of doing the thing. I don't know if that's good or bad though. I think I'm nervous of how he, because it'll be stressful in a different way for him.
No, it's
For
going to
who?
be
For
good.
Matt?
It's going to
Yeah,
be
but
really
he's
good.
done these before. This is just like, I mean, but it sucks because we haven't raced with him in the last couple of years. We've been there with him, but he's not racing, and that's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
No,
cool to see Matt race.
he's going to be fine. And honestly,
yeah.
he's got Brent riding with him.
Which him and Brent
are
are like
certified badass.
and they are
awesome.
They are two peas in a pod. These guys have come up in the racing world together.
Yep.
Brent learned a lot of what Brent knows from working on and tuning Matt's cars.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Over the years. And they're just great people. Both of them are just super awesome to be out around.
They're going to be cool, and it's so cool to watch that thing burn its own fuel. That's super awesome.
Oh yeah,
super
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped about just him being there and it not being, because I mean you get 2 seconds with him to get the quick selfie and then you're out because he's busy.
Oh yeah.
All right, so how are you doing hotels? Screw hotels. What track are you most excited about? We're already at an hour. What track are you most excited about?
Rattle them off again.
I don't even know where we're going.
Orlando,
Yeah.
Gainesville,
Yeah.
South Georgia. You know what? I haven't been to Bradenton or Orlando, either one, in forever. So I'll go with those two.
Yeah.
I'm going to say South Georgia. I've never been to any of these tracks. This is all new to me.
Okay.
But SGMP has such a long history of, especially, like really, really fast streetcar kind of stuff. And to be 100% honest with you, they're doing the kickoff party at the Freedom Factory. I want to check that out, man.
Yeah. I'm doing that too. That's going to be a ton of fun.
And you'll run into a ton. There'll be a ton of people, and there are a ton of people that are Cletus haters. But dude, that guy, I mean, that guy rocks. He's done it all himself. He's built himself an empire to the point where he built and now, or not built, but bought a racetrack. I mean, who doesn't want to own a racetrack? So that's super awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah,
to see
100%.
that.
Yep. Patina Pitstop's asking you, Chad, did you used to own a baby blue 56 wagon that was on a Caprice frame?
No, Patina Pitstop. I still own that 56 wagon that's on a Caprice.
That car's called Rusty.
Yeah, that car is called Rusty, and that car was the very first Tri-5 Chevrolet to ever do the B-body Caprice chassis and floor swap. And I still own it.
And did the very first Hot Rod Drag Week with your girlfriend, Daphne. And I don't remember what her name was.
Yeah, Daphne
before
Warwick.
she was a Reynolds.
And she, we had only dated for 3 weeks when we went on the very first drag week together. And I met her buying an engine from her dad
from her old
for
man.
my Nova. Yeah.
Yep.
I was buying an engine from her dad for my Nova that was supposed to go on the first drag week. And we didn't get it done in time. And so we brought Rusty and so that was the deal. We were about, 30 minutes away from, the first track, which was, where was it? Was it Memphis? No, KCIR. I think it was KCIR. Anyway, whichever one it was, we were about 15 minutes away. And I said, oh, by the way, when we get there, the TV crew is probably going to want to jam cameras in the car and stuff and interview us because the car was so famous on Power Tour. And so we had done a bunch of TV. And she looked at me and was like, ha, ha, ha. And I said, no, I'm serious. And she said, pull the goddamn car over now. And because this thing had no air conditioning or anything. Yeah. So she's like, you're going to pull over so that I can freshen up my face before we go do that. Because she was not all about any of that. First interview, she's staring, she's standing next to me and she's just staring like death into the camera. It was awesome. Yeah, it was super rad.
And Chad at that point looked a lot like Guy Fieri.
Yes, that's true. Yes, I was way skinny compared to now too.
And had the cool shades and the
that's
hair.
Right. Oh yeah.
And that would have been about the right time for that look.
And and it's what's funny is that Guy Fieri was on Power Tour with us when we debuted Rusty. So that was pretty funny. But yes, but that car, I still have that car. That car, we put just over 70,000 miles on that car. I drove that car daily for years. It went on a bunch of drag weeks and stuff. It is now, it is actually the first car that got relocated to the new property to where we're building a shop. And it is going to come back to life later this year. It is going to get, it may not be finished with all of this year, but it's going to get mini tubbed. It's going to get set up for a 28 1050 tire under it. It is going to get a cage. And it is going to get the 1,300 horsepower combo out of Ethel in it. Because it weighs 1,000 pounds less than the 66. So, and the 66 is going to get a single turbo 5.3 with a T56. So perfect. No more drag racing, just being fun stick car. So
that's stick cars on the way. I mean, honestly.
I agree. Man pedals are good, dude.
Well, and
everything I own.
We talk about all the street stuff. Well, but that that doesn't count. That's not fun cars. All this stuff, all the street car stuff, all the extra driving, all the power tours, all the drag and drive events that are coming. I think we're fixing to see a whole bunch of like stick car stuff come back. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think Drag and Drive has really, really done a great job of kind of resurrecting the stick car world. Because like we were talking about, like trans tunnels getting super duper hot, that's non-existent in a stick car. Driving it a very, very long way with 2 overdrives, well, at least one, but in my case, 2 overdrives. Dude, stick cars are the way, in my opinion, especially for these kind of things. Now they're tough to drag race, but they sure do make the street portion a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and see, so the transmission that was in my Nova, which is actually probably going into my Camaro.
I just saw that, Steve. Yep, that's pretty cool.
I have a Turbo 400 that has a bell housing with a clutch. It's a turbo clutch.
One of those old B&M deals.
Yeah, it's actually legitimately was out of a Top Fuel car that my dad's friends drove. It's a McLeod setup. Originally all built by Red, who was one of the owners of McLeod, and actually Red and I have had conversations about it. And when I set it up originally, I talked to him 15 years ago. But but that's cool because it's a Turbo 400, and again it has a clutch, so it also makes no heat because it has no torque converter, and that's the only reason transmissions make heat. So all you do is loop the cooler line. Like it literally is a cooler line that's this long. It just goes into one port and out the other. And you use the clutch to take off from a stoplight, and you put the clutch in when you stop at a light. But then you just shift it by clicking. It's a manual valve body. I mean, that's it. And the only downside to it on the street is that it will chirp the tires in every gear, regardless of throttle position, because there's no cushion from the converter. So
nice.
Every time.
Just right in there.
Yes, Scott Malpass.
Scott, that's awesome. So it's okay if I sneak a Jugs magazine into Chad's minivan. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be surprised if there's not one in there already. Other than big events like Drag Week or Rocky Mountain Race Week and Sick Week, are you guys seeing more regional events popping up? I know I am. Steve McDermott was talking earlier, just a few comments ago, about the Thunder Valley doing one, and then we host one under the Circuit banner every April in honor of our dad. That's at MoCan, and this year we're doing MoCan, Sedalia, Missouri, with the 301 streetcar crew, and for a cruise night, and then back to MoCan. So. Yeah, I think you're going to see a ton of that drag weekend stuff. One Guy's Garage does one. Midwest Drags is like 4 days, I think, something like that. So, yeah, you're going to have a ton of that. I am actually
going to be putting one on. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I am actually going to do a weekend event. It will be completely different than any of the other ones that have been done. Way different.
Does that thing need an announcer or?
Oh no, but you're going to have to come race. So right. No, yes, you have to come announce too. But yes. So real quick
from the car, you have to hold the mic.
Yeah, exactly. McDermott was asking how that works with the hydraulic front pump. So the pump is driven by a little ring that engages the front pump like the converter would have. Okay, but then on the other side, so it's a tube that has the two little ears on it to engage the front pump. But then on the other side, on the engine side, it has 3 fingers that stick out. Those fingers are grabbed by the 3 fingers on the pressure plate spinning, and that's how it makes the hydraulic pressure that is in the transmission. So it only works with a 3-finger clutch, or it could work with a 6-finger too, but it won't work with a diaphragm. There's probably a way to do that, but that's not what you do. So mine has a McLeod soft lock clutch that's all adjustable and all that stuff. So it's cool.
Nice. Dude, that's way over my head.
Streetcar Chronicles. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Ryan Wing, I think you guys have hung out a little bit in the past. Yeah. Where could we find more info about that and when? Like, are you a couple months from releasing something?
I'm working on sponsors and stuff right now, and race tracks. Like, I know what tracks it will be at. I don't have a scheduled date yet because the pricing of the tracks and the sponsorships are required because I can't afford to just write a check to do it like Bailey can. You know, I love Bailey, like, knock himself out, but I wish I was in the position to just do it and then know that the entries and everything would come, but I cannot do that.
And it's incredible. You guys wouldn't understand
how my checking account works.
Yeah. You guys don't understand how much it costs to rent a full track with all the crew and everything. It's an astronomical amount of money.
Here's how to do the math. You've been into a track before, you know what the entry fee is, and then you're going to bring 400 people with you. Like, just do the math. Like, and it's probably more than what that is.
It's more than that for sure, because they consider it a private rental.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And that's part of the issue. So, know that mine will be, mine is going to be limited on the number of cars for the first year, especially. I want everybody to be wore out. And so we're going to limit it probably to 200 cars. Cool. But yeah, and it's funny because I talked to Matt about this when I first thought I wanted to do this, which was over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, because it was right before COVID. And I said, okay, like, I don't want you to be pissed at me. I want to do this. So if you want to be in, like, you're in. Like, you want to help with this? Do you whatever, all these things. And so he was like, oh, hell no. But awesome. Whatever I can do to help you.
Yeah.
It was one of those, like, no, I do not want another one to do. But mine will
he lives in
also
DFW. I would think it'd be somewhere around in there.
Yeah, Racers and Rods. The plan right now is that it will be in Texas. So it will be a Texas specific event. Other ones will come later in all kinds of places. But anyway, so the other thing is, like, if you win in mine, you will get an entry into Rocky Mountain Race Week. So
wow, that's cool. Hot Rod Dave, dude, let's
Smoky
do
Mountain
it, bro.
Race Week. Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to do it on the Dragon, right?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah.
Right.
Let's get the cars going down that. Martin Ranger says, the good old days before COVID-19. I'm telling you, listen, 2020 didn't exist, or 2021 didn't exist. One of the two.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole year that just was gone to nothing.
Trust me. All they did was cost me money. Let me tell you.
I can only imagine. It's pretty brutal. Okay. I'd like to go for about, another, let's say 17 minutes. So if you have questions, ask them right now. Road snacks. What do you guys, what's always in between the seats?
Ooh.
Mine is, and you know mine because you sent me some. But the Biggs Taco Supreme sunflower seeds. Yeah. And then I've gained a new one, and I can thank Stevie for this. But the Haribo berries, those little bitty berries, it's got like the red and dark purple berries.
Steve, you can't say that, bro.
Yeah, I can.
So snacks.
It's so for me, it depends. I have a weakness for chips, like anything salty, like it's the worst. That's why I'm fat. But if I have if I can go to Costco beforehand, dude, at Costco, they have a tin of these sweet and salty mixed nuts that are unreal, dude,
Nice.
how good they are. And you will just sit there and mow through those things. And iced tea. I'm an iced tea, like unsweet iced tea is my jam.
Dude, that's
all
dirt
the
water.
time.
Unsweet iced tea is dirt water. There
Yeah,
ain't-
dude, if God intended for tea to be sweet, he'd have growed it that way.
No,
I'm-
no.
I'm
We
the
can
same
argue
way.
about that.
I'm an unsweet tea guy.
No,
I don't
it's
like
okay.
sweet
It's
tea.
okay. I mean, hey,
Me
we'll just
neither.
agree to
And
disagree.
my favorite thing is when some lady in Texas goes, "Oh, well, honey, come on, bless your little heart." And you look at her in the Baptist state of Texas and you go, "Well, ma'am, if God intended for tea to be sweet, it would be growed that way." And they will shit
Right.
themselves. Like, just, because how do you come back to that? Like, well,
Nothing.
God's wrong.
Yeah, right.
What?
That God
You know?
was
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
if that's how you believe. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Um,
So,
yeah,
Funyuns.
so-
I love that. Funyuns fit over most shifters.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're
that
gonna
was
see
good,
ice
Racers
cream
and
nips
Rob.
on Sick Week. They were talking about that early on. You'll need to go back to the early part of the live stream for that on the rewatch. We talked a little bit about favorite part of drag and drive events. Obviously, it's the people and the between track. The 90% of a drag and drive event that's not at the racetrack.
Burnouts also. Burnouts.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you have a trailer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. But no, I
Yeah.
was even at the drag strip. Like, because
Yeah.
Adam knows, like, my Camaro was like, dog shit slow with the Poochie motor we threw in it at the last minute. But I did 200-foot burnouts every
And
single.
Steve McDermott, who's on here as well.
Yeah.
Just amazing, whatever, Dodge Dakota with a Pro Charger.
Mhm.
But 300-foot burnouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, Racers and Rods. We don't have unsweet tea in Florida.
Well, then we're packing our own.
Yeah, yeah. Curious what internet provider you guys use to provide the live feed on Cellular. That's proprietary information.
Yeah, no, it's not, but we do. If you're at a track that has internet, we do that instead. But depends on where you are in the country. And no, it's not the camera connecting to it. It's, we have a router that is getting internet, and then that's connected. We have our own network. So
Nice.
It's simple. Cool. It's not complicated, but but it's not directly from the camera.
Right.
That's
and you can see that on race week. Like when we're at Bandamere, they have internet that covers everything, and we can do all sorts of cool stuff.
Oh, dude.
And then we go to Great Bend, and you've got to be like in the tower to get anything for internet. It's a mess. That's a really, really good question, to be honest with you. There's so much kind of background that happens with this stuff. And Chad is, in my opinion, like a magician. He can make this stuff work in the middle of effing nowhere. And
dude, Great Bend, Kansas is like, so if you go look up like middle of nowhere, right? And then you go like 20 miles west or east of that.
Right,
that's where it is. And you're in a cornfield. It's rad, and I love there, but it's shit. They don't have good internet anywhere in that whole town.
Well, and that was the struggle
trying
we
to
had.
Feed stuff, and then on top of that, there's no good cell coverage anywhere in town.
Yeah.
So it's
Mid America Dragway. Oh my God, we were trying to find. They gave us the wrong filter for the cart. We couldn't call the dude at the thing. Like we had to stand on top of the cart to try and get a signal to call the guy that was at the parts store. It's crazy.
These live stream guys,
we had their internet, and it was it worked. It worked.
Yeah. So no, these live stream guys work like magic. And again, Chad,
here's what it is. Here's what happens. Then so if there is any little bit of cell service or any kind of service, you guys are just stealing it. It's gone.
Yeah. Well, but the worst is we get there and everybody else is already out there with their phones like a bunch of assholes. And I'm like, you sons of bitches, you're using it all up. For the love of God, man. It's like,
quit, please. We need
Adam's on there like, stop using your phone.
We had to do that. And a couple
Put your shit in airplane mode.
Yes.
And guys, please, you're standing right here. Don't live stream the racing.
Yeah.
You can watch
that
it on
already
Bang
is
Shit.
live, like for free.
Right.
Jackass. Yeah.
Starlink.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys like, well, I have 6 friends, man, and I want them to all be able to see it.
I have 3 friends, and I've got 2 of them right here.
Yeah,
Right, there you go. There you go. Yeah, we've been talking about live streams and stuff. I think I'm not going to go live much from the tracks just because it will be so hard. But a ton of our coverage is going to come from the trips between.
Oh yeah,
tracks.
that's what we're doing.
All that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Now we'll drop shorts as we go and things like that. I'm not dropping.
I'll be
shorts.
dropping.
I don't need to hear that.
YouTube
Don't
shorts.
need to hear that.
Yeah, that's right. We know.
But Adam and I
magazine
just
that.
might be as well.
Yeah.
And you see a minivan going by at a high rate of speed with the door open, there might be an ass hanging out on both sides.
Yeah, there's
of that son of a
probably
bitch.
either asses or hot dogs hanging out.
Yeah,
on that thing.
I was going to say,
me and Adam are going to be facing each other, in the middle of the minivan with
And
our
just
asses
laughing.
hanging out, going,
oh my God, that's going to be
"We're
great.
arrested, Florida man."
Yeah, Steve here. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, dude, it's going to be awesome.
Good time.
Oh my gosh. All right, 10 more minutes, guys. Let's cap it at 1:30. I'm getting too excited here. It's now snowing outside. I heard the sleet stop and my computer's saying snowing now. I'm like, shit.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and
My
see if
computer currently says 6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That is no good. That's no good.
Very cold. Okay,
Yeah.
so I am. Oh yeah. Yep, the snow and rain. I'm right on the edge now. Like I'm in a.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
That's
sleeted
awesome.
earlier, and now it's back. Oh no. Yeah, now I am fully in it. It just refreshed. So
yeah,
yes.
72 in Bradenton. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And
Dude,
the
I'm
best
so
part
ready.
about that for me as well is that I get to do that at about 600 miles an hour on Saturday. And I just, I'll leave 12 degrees and I'll get out of the plane in 72 degrees.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And I'm about, I'll have a week of chasing race cars.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
going to
think
be
it's
so much
supposed to
fun.
be like 55 or something on Sunday when I leave, something like that. Let's see. Sunday, 44. Same thing. It'll be fine. Ooh, it's going to be warm and nice then all week while I'm gone. Bitches.
Bitches.
Michael Bennett says 64 here in Gainesville. Dude, I'm so ready. It was 70 here a couple of days last week, but as soon as the sun went down, it was like plummet.
So Mike, what are you in? What are you bringing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah, dude, listen, it's so cool. We're in a 29 Model A that Justin Chestnut owns. It's got a blown small block end that's like a Detroit diesel, 2-stroke blower on it.
Yeah,
It's
like
gonna
a
be
real,
slow.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a sedan, so a big back. It's got green flames, flat black. He bought a trailer we're going to bring.
It's a
flat
Model A
black
sedan?
Yeah.
Dude, I
so
love
we're hanging
Model
out
A
with
sedans, dude.
Hang on, I'll show everybody that hasn't already seen it on all the other live streams. This kind of right here.
Dude, I love a Model A sedan.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, that's going to be
cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It should be
sweet.
15-second car. But he's never been down the track and he's never been to a drag and drive event.
Oh, he's about to be so ruined.
Ruined. Here's
You're
what's
a
cool
dick.
though. Yeah,
You're the worst kind of friend, dude.
Here's what's really cool. I kept trying to talk him into taking the C10. He's got a blown big block 70 C10 that is, should be relatively fast, but he's never been to the track and it's Pro Street, 31 1350s in the back. I mean, it's gnarly. John Hooper's asking about updates on the flight. I'm not even looking. I'm not even going to look. We'll make the decision tomorrow. Tyler Basham and Aaron Sladen of Taco Time Fairmont from Race Week. They live over in Tulsa. They're actually hauling the drag radials down for the Model A. So if I have to, if the flight gets canceled, I'm just going to try and meet them in like Fort Smith or something like that. Jim Parkinson and all those guys are coming too. So I'll just go down and we'll convoy with them and I'll ride with somebody, which is what I should have planned for the whole time anyways. We got in, Justin and I, and then I just immediately made flight plans because I was like, Steven, drive, motherfucker, drive. Man.
Yeah, Dirty Panda. It looks like the Hustle and Horsepower guys are going to go. That's Nick and Maddie. They're going to go pick up Troy, and they maybe already have Troy Clairhout's truck, and they're going to bring it down. And I think they're going to try to get it ready to go for Sick Week. Troy was at his final kind of straw with that thing, and they drove up to Detroit to pick him up, and they're on their way down now. So I think they're going to get that thing all tuned up and ready to go. And I think Troy has an entry and is going to try to make it in there.
Nice. Yeah. I was watching their most recent video, and it was talking about they're going to change up. They're going to build a completely new car they're going to do some kind of early 30s Plymouth or something like that.
And Maddie's got her car now. So no, they're super cool. I met them I met Nick at Drag Week in 2014 with the stretchy truck. And then he brought that on Race Week in 15 before he barrel rolled that thing. But he's good shit, man. I like those guys a lot.
You bastards in the cart. I'm telling you, I would do it. I would do the cart. But again, I parked it in the garage. It has second gears, the only gear it has left, unless you are 85% throttle or more, and it'll pull through third and fourth until you barely let up, and then it just goes to neutrals. So I
mean, that's a problem.
Yeah, it really is. We drove 40 miles like it to get back to Ponca City. So that's.
When are you going to LS swap that?
Hey, listen, you're talking my language. We've really been discussing it. If anybody has a good contact for Holly, reach out to me. I've got the full pull out from the old truck. I would put in there in a heartbeat. 4.8 makes 500 wheel. I would put it in the cart, but I really want to go like Terminator X, and I would do that
but you
swap.
Don't have to get it running though.
I would do that swap at Holly LS Fest if Holly will sponsor me a Terminator X.
Sponsor you? I mean, come on, just buy it. It's $1,000. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's an X Max, like 1,500. 1,500 almost builds a whole nother cart.
We do have Holly people that are Rocky Mountain Race Weekers.
I kind of am the voice of their events, so
yeah.
I might be able to make something happen.
Well, and so listen to this plan. I thought of this also. How fun would it be to throw the whole swap on the trailer, drag it, like put a trans in the cart, factory Ford trans, drag the car and the LS swap, everything on the trailer to 2.0 and swap it day one, make a pass with the 4.6, pull in the pits, swap it, throw it in, and make the rest of the week with the LS swap. I think that would be pretty fun.
I think
so. I don't know. I mean, dude, there's no front end on it. That's the benefit of that car is like, it's not hard to do a swap, like you literally yank it out, throw the new one in and go on. And we would, already have the, basically I need one of Cletus's janky Crown Vics that I can do all my mock-up on so I can have drive shaft done and headers and all that kind of stuff done.
I did see a video of some dudes that are at Bradenton right now. He got 2 full truckloads of new Crown Vics.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's got another Crown Vic race planned, obviously.
Yeah.
Because there were like a dozen of them. More than that, probably 20 of them.
Hot Rod Dave says put down the pipe. Dude,
Never.
It wouldn't be that hard in that car. I'm telling you. It wouldn't be that hard. So yeah.
Well, I think you should do it. I mean,
I'm
go for it.
I'm an enabler. I've built cars in 48 hours. So dude, I'm in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, I think it would be fun. And even if you missed day 2 and caught 2.0 on day 3, it'd be fun. And the content from that would be great.
Yeah.
Racers and Rods here says he's only got 50 Vics in the backyard. That dude owns all of them.
Yeah, and JJ Vic Fig just said that he put gas in the oil of one, and Whistling Diesel said, "Hey, this is probably going to work." I guess they had one with a bad rod knock or something, and they burned the thing to the ground.
Hot Rod Dave said he'd up to. Yeah, so that's the plan. Okay, listen, we got about a minute and a half. I still need to thank Destroyer 1320 because he has sponsored all of our live streams for all of Sick Week. So why don't you guys give people some parting words, and then I'll hit that, and we'll go inside and drink beer.
Dude, to me, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. To all of you guys that aren't going to make it to Sick Week or Rocky Mountain Race Week or any of the other drag and drive events this year, you are missing out. So go to one of them, even if it's just to spectate. Come on out and watch. Otherwise, if you can't, then watch us all on the live stream. We will have a good time. I promise you, there will be plenty of shenanigans from this week, and we will share as many of them as we can without getting arrested.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
maybe getting arrested, whatever.
Hey, that makes for good content.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I say for all the dumb stuff.
and same from me, Mike. Thanks for having us on. This is always fun. You kill it, and I'm excited for kind of your channel taking off and doing its thing. And
I appreciate that.
that's super cool. And thanks to Destroyer 1320 for sponsoring this deal, and that's super duper cool. And we appreciate I mean, and you guys like sponsors. You guys, it's everything. It's everything for this kind of stuff. So. Support
and
those
everybody that tuned in today. Like, that's awesome. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for hanging out.
It was super cool. And I'm really looking forward to working with Chad. Like I said, we've kind of done a little bit of this kind of back and forth, but he's not normally on the scaffolding and yelling at people on the live stream, for giving me shit for being a bad announcer. So it's going to be a lot more fun, kind of shoulder to shoulder, and doing this deal. And I'm excited to be a part of it. And thanks to Tom for including me. Thanks for Tom for putting on Sick Week. And dude, this is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
it
and
is.
spooning. Okay,
And
I'm gonna put you guys backstage while I end it. Stay with me for just a second, though, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. That was fun. I had a blast. That was awesome. Those two guys are hilarious, and I can't wait till we're in the hotel parking lot, 2 a.m. drinking beers and having a good time. Again, I want to thank Destroyer1320.com for the sponsorship. I'm going to play his commercial real quick. Again, you get 10% off by using code NARX, N-A-R-X, which obviously is our last name. We will see you guys, whether I'm riding with people or whatever, this weekend. So we're going to be down there. All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow night. We've got Steve McDermott Jr., Rob Lipinski, who's got the Old Dealer Gasser, and somebody else. I'm spacing it. I'll post it up. There's already a link in the comments. So, all right. Bye.
Are you tired of worrying about your car when it's parked in the parking lot? You're not around it. You're at dinner. You're at the mall. You're worried about it? Stop being worried about it, man. Go over to www.destroyer1320.com. Get yourself neutral release cover. If you pull this up and you don't see that, go over to destroyer1320.com. Get yourself one of them. Do yourself a favor. Get the latest TDS OBD2 cover. That will stop people from cloning your key. Head over to www.destroyer1320.com now.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.